check the finance markets now, and pretty much flat everywhere overnight. The Dow and the FTSE 100 both barely moving. The Australian dollar at 70.4 US cents. Tapis crude at 65 US dollars a barrel. Gold is trading at 1,424 US dollars an ounce. Let's get more on finance. We're joined in Sydney by the far from lugubrious Henry Jennings, financial journalist. There he is. He's laughing, so you're not lugubrious. Good morning.
Very much not lugubrious. Good morning, Michael. How are you?
Good morning, Henry. Now we're heading into Australian reporting season. What should we expect, and will it be a good one, enough to justify the current heightened level on the ASX?
Well, I guess that's the big question that investors are asking at the moment, and we do, August is the big month for reporting, and I think there's a number of themes that will come out. Primarily, we're going to see the effects of the housing downturn, especially on consumer spending, retail, the automotive markets as well, and we are going to see the benefits of higher commodity prices through those iron ore miners, the BHPs, the Rios, and the Fortescues and the like. The question will be what the outlook statements are really going to be telling us, because we know the economy has been slowing. There have been rate cuts and there has been tax cuts as well. So that will probably play into a slightly more positive narrative for companies. But we may see a lot of talk about second half recovery or better second half, which the market probably won't like. But at the moment, the market is sort of hanging in at these relatively high levels, hanging on for this reporting season. But certainly it's going to be quite an important one. And we're seeing in the US at the moment a relatively benign start, nothing too horrendous, apart from some nasty numbers from Netflix. But ours could be full of surprises as normal, I have to say.
Oh, right. Why is Netflix down?
Netflix had a problem with their subscribers, especially in the US, and it appeared that the rising price of Netflix was having a bit of a detrimental effect on viewers signing up. So it was sort of cause and effect, really. They put up prices in some jurisdictions, and also they had a problem with content, I think. They haven't had any really big blockbuster apart from Stranger Things, I guess. Maybe we're all waiting to watch The Crown again.
When is The Crown coming? I was asking that question just yesterday.
I hope it's soon. I do hope it's soon.
I can't wait.
I can't wait to see Olivia Colman as the Queen.
Yes, she'll hit it out of the park.
She will, won't she?
Staying in the United States, so Henry, lots of focus on the July Fed meeting. What's expected to come from that?
Well, we're certainly expecting the Federal Reserve to cut rates in July. The question now is really how much they cut, whether it's 25 basis points or whether it's 50 basis points. John Williams, the Federal Reserve Chief in New York, set the cat amongst the pigeons last week, talking about vaccinating the US economy and really getting ahead of the curve in terms of those rate cuts and being more aggressive. After he made those comments, he was quoted as saying that they were more academic comments rather than really specific to the Federal Reserve. But certainly there is a possibility that we will see quite an aggressive cut from the US, which is certainly what the markets had hoped for, although there's been a little bit of winding back of that hope anyway.
And just quickly before we go, lots of media attention on Afterpay in the last few months. Is the market getting a bit too saturated? How concerned should banks be as well?
Well, we had yesterday, we saw not a new kid on the block, Hum, which is part of Flexi Group, which virtually invented the buy now, pay later sector. They came out yesterday and signed up 12 new merchants, a pretty good offering as well, a pretty good spread of some big customers out there for them. They've got around 17% of the market, and they also aim for a much higher dollar value in terms of transactions. They lend interest-free up to $30,000. This is the old sort of Oxy rent and those sorts of things that they had. So there are some competitions out there. They are filling a sector, but the banks certainly should be worried, although to some extent the banks do fund a lot of this buy now, pay later as well. So they sort of pass off the buck, if you like, to these guys to run the business while they provide the funding. But certainly it is becoming a major thing, and of course it's whether it can take it global and Afterpay with that big push into the US as well. So a lot more to happen in this sector, I think, in days to come, Michael.
Financial journalist and clearly monarchist, Henry Jennings from Marcus Today. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Michael.